itself still very, very wavy along the A423 Southern bypass going down from Boars Hill towards the Kennington roundabout and that side of town. And further southbound now in Abingdon, a lot of busy traffic going into Abingdon this morning, particularly along Oak Street, but also coming down from the Abingdon North from B417 and from Shipping as well. Delays of about 10 to 12 minutes. Might give me a call if something's going on there on the Farringdon Road from Shipping into Abingdon. Looking very, very busy on that side. Elsewhere, A420 still patchy in places in and around between Appleton and Bessel-Salee. And the
Americans would like to see money being spent for NATO, not for a European army, because they believe, I think the majority of Americans believe in NATO itself. If you start to undermine it, you actually undermine the whole relationship between the United States and Europe, which is absolutely vital for the credibility of Europe.
Looked at more widely, you could argue, couldn't you, that we've seen one of the great kind of strategic disasters since the Second World War in Syria, and all of that has come on President Obama's watch. I mean, without wanting to be facetious about it, how much worse could things go actually under Trump? Do you think, to an extent, the fears about him are rather overstated, given that things can go catastrophically wrong under any president?
Well, I think events, and that is certainly going to be one of the features. Some of the things that he's said could well be overtaken by events. It usually is the case that when people say this is what we're going to do, events have to make them change their mind. I think the key to all of this will be if he surrounds himself with good advisors. I think he will find that it is a lot more difficult in a very complex world to do some of the things that he wants to do, and that working with allies will be much better than standing and going back into an isolationist America, which is one of the sort of implications of the things he's been saying.
Air Chief Marshal Sir Michael Brake, thank you very much.
Time now is 12 minutes to 9. What is the way to better mental health? Well, signing up for the guides or the brownies may be able to help, at least according to the Professor of Health and Environment at the University of Glasgow, Richard Mitchell, who joins us on the line, and I guess Casey Gilpin, who's a girl guide, is in the studio with us too. They well agree. Let's hear from the Professor. First of all, what have you found in the study you've done, Professor Mitchell?
Good morning. So we found that being in the guides or the scouts as a child protects your mental health long into adulthood. It's got a strong effect, so that those who were in the guides or scouts were about 15% less likely to have a mood or an anxiety problem at age 50 than those who weren't. But perhaps most importantly, the link seems especially strong for children who grew up in less advantaged households. So actually the gap that we usually see in mental health between those from richer and poorer backgrounds doesn't exist among those who are scouts or guides.
Could it not simply be though that the type of families that sign up their children for the guides and scouts, and it's usually a decision of course by the parent or the carer, not by the child themselves, the type of family maybe have the sort of living environment that makes it a little easier to get through life?
Well, the brilliant thing about the data set that we used is actually we have a lot of information about the life circumstances of the participants. So actually we know quite a lot about the parents' aspirations for their children. We know how they wanted them to stay on at school, and what kind of job they wanted to get, and so on. And so we're able to take account of those factors. And the other interesting
thing, in other words, to discount, to say that that isn't the explanation.
Yes, we're able to say that that isn't the explanation. But we also
think might be?
Well, I think what's happening is that week in, week out, when you are a scout or a guide, you experience coming up against challenging situations, you learn new skills, you learn about exercise, eating well, enjoying the outdoors, you work as part of a team. So I think it's a kind of deep-seated, long-standing intervention to help prepare people for the stresses and strains that we all face as we grow up.
Well, let's hear firsthand from Casey Gilpin. How long have you been involved in the guide?
I'm now 22 and I've been involved since I was 5. So I can't really do maths.
Can't do that. 17 years. So that description of what the guides can give you and similarly the scouts, does that match your sense?
Yeah, exactly. It's just fantastic, the amount of variety of different things you can do. I do things, I'm a volunteer, so I run a brownie group, and we do things ranging from sort of campaigning, learning about voting, which is really important, things and just like fun running around activities.
But these are enjoyable things to do. You could do this with church groups, it doesn't have to be the scouts or the guides, some youth clubs as well. I just wonder what you think kids might help people's mental health? Is it the relationships?
Yeah, so it's this commitment to a common standard. I mean, I've travelled the world with girl guiding, and all over the world we have the same sort of values. We're for all girls, so any girl who wants to be involved can be, and it makes you able to deal with more difficult situations, and we've always been relevant, so what matters to members in the past might have changed, what matters to members now.
We were talking in another part of the programme about something they call in the jargon oracy. It's the ability to speak, to communicate, make yourself understood. Do you think, again, the guides, by the way the group operates, encourage children to talk out?
Well, we had a new group start at this half of the time, and I go around the circle at the beginning of the meeting, asking each girl if she wants to say her name, and we did your favourite food this week. Some girls wouldn't have wanted to do that when they started a year ago, but this time they can. And with me, I've spoken at London's living room in the GLA, so the mayor's office in London, and I wouldn't have been able to do that sort of thing if it wasn't for girl guiding.
And last word to you, Professor Mitchell. There may be people listening who say, well, hold on, look, mental health isn't quite bad. You just are very unfortunate to have it. It may be a mental health problem. It may be genetically induced. Are you really saying these environmental conditions can make a big difference?
Yes, we absolutely are saying that. And just, it's very interesting to hear you talk about whether church groups or voluntary groups can have the same kind of effect. The study was able to look at that, so we did compare Scouts and Guides with church groups and voluntary groups, and it is something that seems particular to Scouts and Guides.
Thank you very much indeed, Professor Richard Mitchell and Cassie Gilbert Richardson.
The time is 7 minutes to 9. Mobile phones are playing havoc with our prisons. That's the conclusion of a Channel 4 documentary that's been looking at how phone technology is having an impact in jails. This is a visitor describing the process of smuggling in a phone via the hollow of a Mars bar.
Big, small, nice and neat to put away. Up the bums. Don't have a program to do about 20 in 10 minutes.
Why Mars bars?
Because they're available in most of the visit halls. You can't take something that might not be there, because if you do, they're going to notice it different. I'd say that there's probably 75% of prisoners have phones in jail. I'd take that in a person, places where you wouldn't get searched, the front of your trousers, in your bra.
Simon Ford is executive producer for the documentary. It's called The Secret Life of Prisoners. He's here. Good morning to you.
Morning.
Give us a picture, a sort of wider picture of what we're seeing.
So what we found, we've been doing this programme for about a year, is an enormous quantity of videos that have been posted online where people have filmed their lives in prison and then sent them outside. And what the film reveals is that, one, there's an epidemic of drug abuse, there's violence. You start to understand why the rates of suicide are going up, why prisons are in the mess they're in, because these videos just reveal a system in chaos.
And it's not just that they reveal the system in chaos, though that's part of it. They also seem to be an aspect of bullying. They are used as tools to hurt.
Yes, they are. So the phones are brought in not just by smuggling, through personal uses. They're brought in by drones. Occasionally some staff bring the phones in. So the wings are flooded with these phones. People film themselves on it, and then they send the videos out. And sometimes that's used as a device to extract money from families on the outside. So if someone's built up a drug debt, then the images of that person being bullied can then be sent outside, and families may then pay off that drug debt.
And there's some
so it's
horrible
actually
examples
fueling
of people being bullied.
Some really quite appalling imagery of people essentially taking these beatings. I mean, it feels almost like something medieval, like watching cockfighting or bear baiting, the way in which people are prepared to accept punches in exchange for drugs, and mostly the illegal high spice, I mean.
Do you see the prison officers at all?
In all the videos we looked at over the course of a year, and that was many thousands of them, we never saw prison officers. Now, obviously, mobile phones are illegal, drug abuse is illegal, so you wouldn't expect to see.
You think they might be in the background?
But,
I don't know.
But
on the
it was
wing.
really striking that there was very little evidence of the officers on the wing, and